So tell me a little bit about the concepts that were discussed at the conference over the past 2 days that really resonated with you or inspired you.
So for me, I think the most eye-opening thing was just how much the workforce is changing, how quickly it's changing, and then also just seeing the challenges that everyone had with respect to getting their employees engaged and changing that mindset and really driving home that, being a learning company is so important. So especially today, one of the things that I really liked was seeing things from the CIO's point of view. So when we talk about the learning space, we always hear like CLOs are big people, or the people that I typically sell into, but at the end of the day, the CIOs are going to be the ones who have to implement those learning solutions. So understanding how to view things from their world and just kind of see what's important to them and things that they're thinking about when they look at a software, I think was really insightful and helpful.
Okay. Do you communicate differently with CLOs versus CIOs, or is that something that you're thinking about?
I think you have to, yeah. I'm starting to kind of realize that typically, just the driving home the benefits and then why they should be doing this, because when you bring on a solution, it's obviously a very intricate thing when you have to connect with everything else as well. So I think you have to learn how to speak their language, and it's a little bit different than just speaking to the challenges of who would be in the learning space. So,
what do you feel like was the most important topic of discussion at the conference this year?
Well, a couple things. I think it was one thing that really stuck with me is not being afraid to fail or do things the wrong way, because I think when we're looking at the workplace changing so much, there is a lot of concern of like, oh, am I doing it the right way? I want to do it, but sometimes don't let perfection be the enemy of good. So I think it's important to be moving forward and taking steps and realize that there will have to be some iterations, and maybe you don't get it right the first time, but as long as you're moving forward and realizing that this is for the better. So,
what has been the role of learning in your life personally and in your career?
It's been huge. So I started off in a completely different industry than I am now. Started off in oil and gas from Oklahoma, and coming to New York City and then being able to be exposed to those sorts of learning materials on the internet. Eventually got a job in tech, and that was really helpful for me. So especially, I'm younger, so for me, you don't necessarily know what you want to do right out of college, or you explore that, and then maybe you want to reinvent your career and do something different, and that's been huge for me. So it's been really important, and I'm, glad to see that people are realizing this. Obviously, in the workforce now, it's a big deal for us. So.
And that's kind of becoming the norm now, I feel like younger generations are skipping around a lot more. Resumes look a lot different than somebody who's had a 30-year career somewhere. Do you think that is in part due to the increase of learning opportunities that are out there? We're so much more aware of what's out there now.
I mean, everyone has exposure to everything. You see it on Instagram, you see it on LinkedIn, all over the internet what people are doing. And so you kind of know all the opportunity that exists. And like they said earlier today too, you have recruiters on LinkedIn hitting you up every day telling you, I've got these type of opportunities for you. So it's a good thing, and it can be a bad thing as well. So you want to be able to retain top talent. And for me, there's always that thought that if I'm not getting what I feel like I need to grow and progress, then I can always move somewhere. As an employer, I think it's a big opportunity because you can start to provide those things and, give your employees opportunities to reinvent themselves within your own company. And that's better than having to train and rehire someone if they leave, I think. So.